Okay, right. 48 Buick cylinder head. Right, so you cleaned all the valves, 16 outer springs, 16 inner springs, 16 keepers, 16 base compression washers for the small springs, and 32 collets. Now, it's been sitting for a long time. That was the valve that was stuck. So what I do is you get what's called a valve seat cutter. They're for all different sized stems, valve guides rather. So you find your one that fits. That's clearly too small. Right, that's the one that fits. So you get that. That goes in there. And you get your valve seat cutter.
Okay.
You screw him on there. Okay. Where these have had rust on them, where they've been sitting so long, yeah, it's basically just cleans them up. So you drop him in there. And there's different, you get different valve seat angles. So that there must match the angle of the valve there. So we know that that is a 45-degree valve seat angle, yeah? Because that lines up level with it, yeah?
Okay.
So on your other ones, your two valve seat angles are normally 45, which is the top half, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Or 30.
Yeah.
Which is that one. So if you put your valve on that, it's clearly not in line, yeah?
Yeah.
So swap him over, 45, it's in line. So you just reduce what valve seat angle, I mean, it tells you in all the books what you got. Then you just put a light cut on them. So let's choose that one in the middle. Let's do one this side and then you'll be able to see it. Put him in there, yeah? And you just gently, hear that cutting?
Yeah.
Now you hear that noise isn't dead smooth, so it's juddering as it goes round. So once you've done all of those, you cut them all back in. So I've gone through it all once and they've all been done. That one needs a little bit more by the looks of it, but you'll get some that are hard and some that aren't. So basically that's all had to go through the valve seat cutter all the way along, yeah? You don't really see them anymore because this is all old school stuff, you know. You generally, you take this to an engineering shop and have it done, but for older cars, like a lot of engineering shops wouldn't get that in their machines. So then what you do is lap all your valves in. So what you're trying to achieve is, if you look at this one, look, you've got a nice dull grey finish all the way around, yeah? You see the judder ridges on them? That's where you cut them.
Okay.
So what you're trying to achieve is that dull grey all the way around the valve and all the way around the seat. Got any inclusions in it or any gaps or holes or anything, you need to grind it more. So we've got an inlet to go there. So let's choose an inlet valve, doesn't matter which ones. I'm labelling them up as I go, yeah?
Yeah.
Because it all needed so much work doing on it, there's no point in keeping them where they were when you take it apart. Just start again, yeah? So make sure that fits down in there okay. Clearly it does, that's the noise you're looking for. That means that your guide isn't too worn to the stem. You get valve grinding paste. They do a coarse grain and a fine grain. I try not to use the coarse grain if I can help. If you've got, I don't know, I just don't like using it. I'd rather spend more time with the fine grain. So you can see you've got, it's a shiny finish, with you can see the judder marks in them. So you can pop him in there. Lick the end of your stick. This is. Okay, and you just back to forwards, keep lifting it to spread the paste. See that cutting motion?
Yeah.
check that. You don't really do this anymore. When you take it to a machine shop now, it's all done in house, you know, and it'll just come back. You don't have to even lap them in. They're all so well machined as such. Well, so what you're looking for is a dull grey finish all the way around. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now the valves are generally harder than your seat. I can see a little bit there marking up, yeah? A slight ridge round there, so that needs more. It's only very slight, but it just needs to be a nice dull grey all the way around. So you just keep going at it so you're happy with it. Don't have to put loads and loads of it on there, just touch it in. Hear that noise quieting down? Yeah, that means it's seating nicely. Yeah, much happier with that. It's got a very slight inclusion there, which is where the valves had rust on it. You could keep going and keep going and keep going, but that tiny little piece there won't make any difference at all to this engine. This is why you do all of this work now and then clean the head properly afterwards, because all those bits of grit are down in there somewhere,
Yeah.
off the grinding paste. You can see the difference between the three I've done and what the others look like. Right, so I'm working, that's the back of the cylinder head, that's the front of the cylinder head. Once you've done them, you want to label them all up. So 16, 15, you know you're putting them back in the same place that you ground them to. Because best will in the world, those when they get pressed in, the valve guides, you can sometimes get them slightly, only very slightly, so that's why you have to cut and seat them back in properly. Exhaust seats are generally harder than inlet seats because obviously you've got the hot gases passing through. They take a bit more cutting in normally. Gets very boring and very monotonous, but it needs to be done. Again, you could throw it back together and it'll probably run, but it's worth doing, you know. You see there that it's not a smooth, dull grey. That means you've still got some pitting in the seat. So that one, we just got to keep going on. So sometimes you just have to keep going, keep going, keep going. So what you're doing, you want backwards and forwards, yeah? On that motion, and every now and again lift it. Yeah? You're doing that, but also you want to put downwards pressure on it. Yeah. Cut. Quite happy with the colour of that. Give it one more go, but that's nearly there. So you can only just about see a couple of little inclusions in there. That some of them will cut straight in, you know. Others can be an absolute ball ache. I could go deeper with the cutter, but I don't. You want to take out the minimum you have to, you know. Right, that's much better. That's that one done. As I say, if you're building a super duper racing car, I would probably keep going on that a little bit more, but that's not going to make any difference at all to the performance of this. So then
rinse and repeat.
Right, I've done valve number 8. I'm now on 7. I'm very bored. So have a look next week and see how far we got. I'll probably still be here.